All right, my first matchup is going to be the battle of the Wilsons. Emanuel Wilson, running back for the Green Bay Packers, against Michael Wilson, running back for the Arizona Cardinals. Here's the thing, right? Or I'm sorry, wide receiver for the Arizona Cardinals. For Wilson, for Emanuel Wilson, Josh Jacobs is out, right? And so we know that the Green Bay Packers still love them a run game because Josh Jacobs has been one of the better running backs in the league so far this season. And, they need him to be able to run. They need somebody to be able to run because Josh Love has his weapons, and now he's finally got Christian Watson back. But it's almost like the Josh Allen situation in which pick your poison on who's going to be the guy for the Green Bay Packers in that wide receiver position. So for Emanuel Wilson last week, 11 carries for 40 yards and a touchdown on the ground. And he did catch one pass on one target for 9 yards. So again, it is still a pretty solid production for you in terms of double-digit fantasy point day, 13.9 fantasy points for Emanuel Wilson in a PPR in relief of Josh Jacobs. Good day. Good solid day for you fantasy-wise. And for a team that likes to run the ball, I'm 100% sold on Emanuel Wilson. Michael Wilson, right? If you're trying to maybe decide between the two, Marvin Harrison no longer there for a little bit while he's getting his appendix taken care of. And then, of course, Jacoby Brissett, one of the hottest quarterbacks in relief actually this season. Somebody in one of our Slack channels put up Jacoby Brissett's production over the last few weeks since he's taken over for Kyler Murray. And boy, we're talking like 20 some odd points, at least 23 points in fantasy football scoring over the last few weeks. He's just been one of the more consistent guys. And here's the thing, right? You're riding high off of Wilson's performance last week against San Francisco, where he caught 15 of 18 for 185 yards. What a day for Wilson. But I will say, temper expectations, because I don't think they're going to be able to do that against the Jaguars. Not to say that they can't throw against the Jaguars, but I think 185 yards is a lot to expect out of him. And I don't think he's going to get 18 targets. Remember, they were playing the Niners, right? The Niners, and they were playing down for most of that game as well. And so they needed to throw the ball a lot. I don't think they want to do that. I think they want to be able to run the ball. I think they want to be able to control the game. And I don't think we're in line for a huge game out of Wilson. Obviously, that was his biggest game of the season. The biggest one before that was the 61 yards he put up against Dallas. That's more of where I see him. I get that Harrison's out. I get that, they need another place to look. But now everybody knows Wilson, right? Jaguars have seen him on film. They know how to stop him. And I don't think that he's going to have that huge breakout game again against them.
Yeah, and the Jaguars have been, I think, middle of the row as far as yards allowed, or I should say points allowed, to the wide receiver position. And again, like you mentioned, that game last week for Michael Wilson is more than likely, be an outlier for this Cardinals team. I think the one concern I do have is that eventually you're probably going to see the same script for this Cardinals team, that they're trailing by 10 plus points, and they're going to have to be forced to throw the football, right? But when you talk about Emanuel Wilson for the Green Bay Packers, I mean, if you watched him play, if you're not a Packers fan, you probably haven't, but he's a downhill tough runner, and he has that rare combo of power and speed, and I think that could be on full display this week, where he's going to, like we mentioned, going to get the bulk of the carries. This Packers team, they like to run the football. Let's not get it twisted, right? And against this Vikings team that they're going up against this week, they've been okay against the run this season. They're giving up only, let's see here, 104 yards, but that's been on 26 carries per game. And last week, the Bears ran the ball 34 times, which only got them 111 yards. But I think it's more of Wilson this week. I believe they're playing in Lambeau Field, so weather could definitely be a factor in this game here. Definitely check the weather reports there, but I think it'll be more of a ground and pound for the Green Bay Packers in this game with Wilson. So I'd be on Emanuel Wilson versus Michael Wilson this game here, Rod.
Yeah, and you may even need a new. Well, I mean, RJ Harvey is out anyways because of the
Yeah.
bye, but I mean,
Hmm.
you may need somebody to replace him. And Emanuel Wilson actually is a available in well over 90% of most leagues. Actually, just under 90%. 11% rostered in Yahoo, 20% rostered at ESPN. So if you need an RJ Harvey fill in this week, I think Emanuel Wilson is that guy for you.